Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Blessing. I hope you've enjoyed all the content that you have seen so far. If you're an OG but a goodie, what's up? Thank you so much for clicking in this video, and I just appreciate y'all for coming back. Like, it means a lot to me. So today's video is going to be a girl talk. So I recently received an email. It was a young lady, one of my subscribers. Shout out to you. She asked me not to read the email or not to say her name, so I'm just gonna give you guys the gist of it. But actually it was more of a question. So basically she wanted to know why, in my opinion, do I think that women pick the wrong man. And I just found this to be such an interesting question. Like, it was so intriguing to me. I literally had to sit down, think about it, and reflect over my own life too, and just try to figure out what were some instances that led me into the wrong relationship, and why did I feel like I needed to be in that relationship. And after doing that, I feel like I wanted to share with you guys. And also, as you guys know, like, I'm just going to give you guys my take on it, but please feel free to leave below what you think, and let's just have an open conversation and an honest conversation, because you never know who can learn just from what you've been through and your experiences and just your point of view. So after thinking about this question for a few days, I feel as though women pick the wrong men for several reasons. Now, this is just my take. Let's take, for instance, cultures where arranged marriages are prominent. Let's take, for example, the African culture. There are some African cultures to this day where arranged marriage is what they do. So they'll go out, they'll pick a spouse for their child, for their daughter. And this could be because maybe they know their family, and the guy comes from a good family, and they want their daughter to go into their family, so they're like, oh, this would be a good match, so they'll do that. But if you also think about those cultures where arranged marriage is prominent, the divorce rate in those cultures is extremely low. And that's because these are two individuals. They're coming together to know each other, to understand each other. And mind you, they face the exact same problems that many other marriages and relationships go through, but because it was arranged, they're gonna stick through it. They're not just gonna walk away. They're just going to, because maybe you don't want to make your family disappointed, and because they understand that it's a commitment. Even though they may not necessarily be happy at first, they understand that they're now in this commitment. It's almost like you're now in this contract, and you have to fulfill this contract until also think about the fact that a lot of relationships that people get into, they don't pray about it. Like, if you don't pray about what you want and your spouse, you're gonna get whatever. So it's very important to be specific about what you want and what you're looking for. If you just go out and you do things without really having God as the focus and the center of your decision, you're most likely going to end up in the hands of the wrong man, and somebody who doesn't value you, and somebody who doesn't respect you, or doesn't understand your worth. So a lot of people, a lot of young girls, we want relationships, but we just accept whatever comes our way. Weren't meant to be made without consulting God. In everything that you do, you have to remember to consult God, and to just ask Him to guide you and to show you and to lead you to the right person. Because when you don't do that, then you end up falling in the trap when you decide to make it. Because also, when you decide to make a decision on your own without consulting God, the success of that decision is left on you and you alone. And sometimes your judgment can be very limited, and your vision can be very limited. But when you put it in the hands of God, not only do you have a higher power, but you have somebody that's looking after you. The Bible says God wants all things to work for our good and not for our bad. So He's not going to send you somebody that does not respect you and does not value you and does not worship you, because at the end of the day, you're God's child, right? So He wants the best, and the best only for you. So that's also a reason why I feel like relationships fail. One, arranged marriages, you're kind of forced into it, but at the same time they make it work because they understand it's a commitment. Two, when you don't consult God in everything and anything that you do, it's oftentimes not going to work, because like I said earlier, it's limited to your own understanding and your judgment alone. But three, another major reason why I think relationships fail or women choose the wrong man is simply because sometimes we're just used to being treated poorly and badly. that you feel like even if you end one relationship, one toxic relationship, and you get into another relationship, even though you start to recognize those exact same flags, those exact same red flags, you're not going to be as quick to walk away, because you now start to think in your mind, is this what I deserve? This is probably all that I deserve. This is probably, you know, all that I'm good for. So a lot of times women will stay in a relationship or choose the wrong person because they feel like, oh, this is the best that I deserve. I don't deserve better. You know, my ex treated me like this. Now this guy's treating me like this. So this is probably the best that I can do. And that is so negative and broken so many times. You now start to look at yourself as less than. You now start to look at yourself as unworthy and unlovable. So another reason why I feel like women choose the wrong man. And also, I want to put this vice versa. Sometimes men, there are some good men out there that have gone into relationships with just the wrong type of girl, and it could also, there's some men out there who are sincerely broken, you know, from previous relationships, and you go into that type of relationship and the girl is also putting you down. So this can also go both ways. But of course, a lot of times we see that women are the one who, the era is my role model, and everybody keeps asking her, you know, what's the prayer that you prayed to get your husband. It's honestly just being specific in what you want. Whatever your ex was that you didn't appreciate about them, that's what you need to ask God. So basically, she prayed for everything that future isn't. You know what I mean? So you just have to pray and be specific. And at the end of the day, I just feel like to find the right person and to be in the right relationship for you, just consult God. Because even not just in relationships, in career, in friendships, in everything, consulting God is honestly the best thing that anybody can do, or any advice that I can give to anybody. Because when God is at the center of every single thing that you do, I promise you, you will just being stable in your own identity. Know what you bring to the table, know what you offer, know your worth, know what you're looking for, understand your values and your morals, understand the things in which you're not willing to compromise, not for anybody. To understand all of that, you're more prepared to make the right decision and choose the right person. I'm just going to pick, you know, a no future ambition type of dude. You're going to pick somebody that matches you to a certain level, somebody that has a future, somebody that's going somewhere, somebody that's motivated just as much as you are. So when you having that stability, that's why you guys know I'm always preaching about like having your own. Girl, when you got your own, you gonna get your own, you know what I mean? And also lastly, like I said, I just feel like God was meant to be an intrinsic part of everything that we do in relationships and in life. Fortunately, we live in a generation where we just have way too many options. So when you feel like you have too many options and you're not prayerful about what you're doing, and you just kind of go from one person to another, you're more likely going to make mistakes, and you're more likely going to pick the wrong person for you, because you're not really taking time out to figure out what it is that you need in a person, or in a spouse, or in a partner, in a husband, or ensuring that person is your friend first and foremost. Because without a friendship, you don't have a relationship. You don't want to start building a friendship when you're already in a relationship with a person, or when you're already married to that person. Build that foundation first so that you have something solid and strong to grow on, because love fades after a while. Bills start coming in, kids start coming in, and you know, the abs that you fell in love with aren't there anymore, and the, you know, the hair and the eyelashes and the big booty, all of that, when all of that fades away, what do you have left? So that's why I feel like God is an intrinsic part of man's life, and not just that, but just friendship as a whole. Having a solid friendship, having a solid ground to fall back on is extremely important. Those were my thoughts, and those are my views on it. I want to know what you guys think. Why do y'all feel like women choose the wrong man? Have you chosen the wrong man in your previous relationship? What led you to choose the wrong man in that relationship? What did you learn from it? I want to know what your thoughts are about this question. How do you feel about it? Let's get a conversation going. Let's have a dialogue below in the comment section. I'm intrigued to hear you guys' perspective. This was my perspective. To my subscriber, I hope I helped you. I hope I answered your question. I tried to the best of my ability, but like I said, it's an open space. Let's talk about it. Let's educate each other. And I love you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up this video, share it, like it. whatever else you gotta do to it, do it. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. As always, God bless, and I love you guys.